Hi guys, it's me, Carrie Silver Lining Mana, and I was just fluffing my hair a little. Look how long my hair got. When did that happen? All right, oops. Oh, I really got to get this thing switched up. I got new furniture for my room, and soon I'm gonna rotate everything in the corner, so this isn't gonna work anymore. I'm kind of glad because I'm over having these two big ears. Anyway, this has nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about this next video. But look, wait, I got something else to show you. I would like to introduce to you Rosalina. I finally got it. So look, I think it works much better when I'm close like this. I hate covering up my face though. My purple lips. So I think it sounds better when it's like that, but you can still hear it when it's like that. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. My lovey gave it to me for my anniversary. So I got the microphone, and when I get my new setup set up, I think I'll try to make it so it's closer to my mouth. It's 3:17. So there's that. I wanted to introduce you to my lovely, lovely microphone. So this is the episode. This will be part one of the higher self questions. And I'd done this before on the Shiny Show, and it really is pretty cool. I mean, you get to toss out a question and get an answer from your higher self. And I know, sometimes we're so desperate for answers, and even when we're not desperate for them, just that little nugget of encouragement is nice to have. And when we did the animals, I kind of felt like, it was helpful, and people did get the same validating messages, but they were specific, I felt like. And this one, while they were specific messages, many of them applied to many. And a lot of the questions were similar too, and that people were trying to, just find out what their purpose was. So even though you are only looking for the one question, or even if you didn't even ask a question, this is still a really valid video to watch because there was so much helpful information. And you know how I like to make things all about me. There were several of the questions posed by viewers that I could relate to, and I put my own spin on, and I'm pretty sure you guys could do the same. So here we are again, Jason and I, doing questions from your higher selves. Oh, fuck. Remember last week when I dropped my clapperboard? I think it's still behind my bench, and I'm just not in the mood to deal with that because I'm going to just gut my room out real quick before my Silver Linings live event. So if you want some information on that, click the links and go to my page, message me, whatever, because that's coming up. And I've actually added another guest presenter, and it's I don't know much about him. Carrie Walker turned me on to him, and I like to keep my filters pure, so I haven't bothered to learn from him. But I do know that he was struck by lightning. He says he is a walk-in. I'd like to hear that story, and also something about being the keeper of the Lemurian crystals or something like that. I'm not sure what it was, but he seems pretty interesting, so I got that going too. All right, so let me just quit talking about myself for now, like I always like to do, and go ahead and let you guys start listening in on part one of Jason and I Ask Your Higher Selves questions. Thanks, guys. Hi, guys. Look, it's me. I'm back. I'm back with my friend Jason. Hi, Jason.
Hey, Carrie.
How you doing?
I'm good.
You know what? We had a little chit chat before, like we usually do, but I didn't show you something because I waited to brag to everybody else. You want to see how cute I am?
Uh-huh.
Okay, look how cute. Look how cute I am.
Nice.
I swear I'm 12. I have turned into such a fucking girl. I was never like this. They're press-on nails. I got fake fingernails. Okay, so today we are going to talk. This is your idea, and I really appreciate it, and I know people are going to love this, and I'm glad for it too. But you offered to answer questions to the higher selves of the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because there's so many people that are, still looking for answers. And there's a girl, you may know her name, Lisa Talcott, I think is her name. She put a comment on my memory of Avery picture from Surrey.
Mm-hmm.
And she said something like, wow, that was 2 years ago. I can't believe it. Look how far you've come. And I said, I have an observation about that. And I'm going to share it soon. So this is where I wanted to share it because my observation came from my post asking questions for the higher selves. And I see so many people asking things like, what is my purpose? And why do I suffer? And, all of the same kinds of questions that I had before. And it was such a mystery and I didn't understand it.
And I've come to a place now where I understand I don't have a life purpose. I have many of them. And some of them are personal. My personal life purposes were to find self-love. I think everybody is kind of on that journey. And to stand on my own, and also because I've always been dependent. I mean, I think they mean like financially on my own, just away on my own. And also to tame my feelings. So those are the three personal purposes that I've had. And I know that there's going to be more. And you know, like on a grander scale, I know one of my purposes is to teach through these videos. And I don't know, I got some other ones too, I'm sure. But the main reason I wanted to bring that up is because I wanted to inspire people to just hang in there, because things will become either clear to you, or you will quit feeling the need to know, because you will have found peace. And you said you hadn't read any of the questions, but
I didn't look at any of them.
Did you I skimmed them a little bit. Do you personally feel like there's still like a big mystery to your purpose, or are you feeling like more settled than you were, say, a couple of years ago?
Yeah, like I think I go through periods of my throat's getting all cloggy. I feel like I go through I feel like I go through periods of where I feel like I'm on track, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and then I go through periods of, well, is this really what it is, or should it be this? But like you said, I think it's multiple things, right? Like now it's more so for me, it's not so much what's my path, what's my journey, because I feel like for the most part, it's as long as I am going and I'm true to myself on a daily basis, regardless of what that truth is for me, that's me being true to my path, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like, it's me being more so focused on the being single aspect. And I know I bitch about it all the time. But you know, like it's more the question of, is it meant to happen? Is it going to happen? Like, just tell me. And I'll, you know, if they were to be like, you're going to be single for the rest of your fucking life, then okay, I'll get over it. I'm a bitch, but you know, like, okay. But I think it's one of those self-discovery things. I think that even if someone was to say, your path is to be a teacher, you're still going to question, and you're going to get through periods where you do it and you feel amazing. You're going to go through periods where you're doing it and it just doesn't sit right with you. But I think it's just, I think that for the most part, we're always going to be searching up until the day that we die, right? Of what is it that I'm supposed to do?
It's well, I don't know. I kind of feel comfortable in it, but at the same time, I think you're right, because even though our souls have a sort of plan, that, you know, we also get to take any path we want. So sometimes our purpose ends up changing along the way. And you want to hear something fucked up? Like, no. But when I last talked to Fairy Girl, and you know, my twin thing was so fucking huge for me, because it was at the same time as the waking up. So to me, even though it's probably many things combined, I just feel like it's the twin, because that was my main focus. But Fairy Girl said that all of the things you've gone through so far, this, that, the mommy issues, the twin issues, whatever, she goes, that's just such a small part of the bigger picture. And I'm like, what the fuck? How could that be the small part? But I think even though it may have been the small part, it was still, I mean, it was a huge part. It's like you had to chisel away at that fucked up shit. Anyway, I couldn't believe that, you know, I felt like, woo, I finished that, I'm done, I can get on with life. And when she said that was just such a small part of the bigger picture, I was like, holy cow, what's coming up next? Okay, and can we start this? I don't know who's, okay, well, higher selves are going to come, and I'm also going to invite, if he is interested, my friend Jax.
Oh, yeah.
To come.
Jessica.
Right. That's funny. Okay, so can I start? I'm going to go first. I have a question for Fairy Girl. And you know, of course I want to ask about romance and all that, but I'm not gonna, because I feel like she's not going to tell me anyway.
Right.
Although if she has any hints in a couple weeks, I would be glad to hear it.
Okay.
She's going to. But my main question is not only two things, you know, she told me that I'm, you know, she goes, this is a while ago. She goes, your next 2 lessons are going to be this and then this. And the one I'm still in the middle of, I think it's learning how to manifest in a more productive and not precise way, but just productive way, more successful way. I think that's the lesson. I'm not sure. She says, the next one I'm going through, I'm going to face, is dealing with me feeling like I'm crazy. And I want to know if she'll tell me what I struggle with. What's the craziness? I'm not going to tell you what I think it may be because I don't want to influence you.
Well, right off the bat, when you were talking about manifesting in a more successful manner, they started saying, why are you judging it's the judgment, right?
Of the success or not success?
Right. Yeah, like of it being successful or it not being successful. Mm-hmm. So why are we crazy? Is that what the question is?
In which way am I going to question my sanity, I guess? Oh.
She says that, and I feel like this is Jack's Jessica and Fairy Girl. It's not an actual you being mentally unstable, crazy.
Right.
It's a overthinking things through too much, which then causes your brain to continuously go, which makes you feel crazy because it's like being stuck in the moment and not being. I just saw a little thing fly by. That was weird. Being stuck in the moment so much and not being able to just let it go that you drive yourself crazy.
I have been there. I don't want to do that shit again. Does it have to do with loving boys? Fuck.
Somebody was like, it's the wanting to love the boys.
Okay. Okay. I'll go with that hint. And so I kind of thought that because when I said one of my things is to tame my feelings. Mm-hmm. So I thought maybe my heart was going to blow up all over the world and I was going to have to like rein that shit back in. So I don't know. It sounds like both a fun and painful lesson at the same time.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like any other thing to where we get infatuated, like, and then we're not. Then we're just over it. But then it's like, oh, no, but I love them. And then you're like, well, fuck, I hate you. But then, no, I love you. It's this up and down spike thing, right? But just, I hate to be all fortune cookie, but it's, right? I hate the fortune cookie.
That's Margello coming in.
But it's just be in the moment, like be present in the moment. So, and honor those feelings, right?
Okay.
So if you are all heart crazy, and fucking pussy's blowing up over somebody, then let it. And be
that's
in that
what she
moment.
said too. Okay, because she said, "Don't worry about it. It's gonna happen. You're gonna explode. Roll with it." Okay, I like that message.
Right. Yeah, explode. Hopefully, right? Hopefully.
Manifest. Okay, so instead of thinking about, is this the real one? Is this that? Just go with it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in. Okay, thank you. Okay, so, but you're staring. I'm gonna make sure they're done.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So the first one, Sherry Decker, ding ding, you came in first. What is the most? Okay, so go find higher self, Sherry. What is the most beneficial thing you can share with me right now in my spiritual walk? The only mystery I have is why I'm always told I'm protected in readings. Aren't we all?
So I know that higher selves, from my understanding, higher selves typically don't have a gender, right? Like they're genderless. Now we may associate a gender, but for Sherry, it's a very masculine feeling, almost like more mature, masculine higher self.
It's Grandpa Sherry.
Yeah. So she was asking people keep telling her that she's protected. Aren't we all? Yeah, we are all protected. But some of us, even though we hear it, some of us don't believe it.
Okay.
Right. So the first part of her question was something about her spiritual journey.
What's the most beneficial thing that her higher self can tell her on her journey right now?
I'm going to give so many fortune cookie answers.
Do it. That's all we got time for. We got much time.
It's to honor yourself in the moment. And I think that's going to be a repeating answer.
Okay.
So to make your own decisions, make your own judgments, honor your truth in the moment, and regardless of which direction it takes you, because all paths lead to the right point, right?
Right.
So yeah, be truthful to yourself. I'm like, is there any other thing? But it's like, no.
Okay. And Sherry, just for my own personal thing, you are protected. You just are, and I want you to believe that with everything inside of you, because the only reason you ever wouldn't be is because of your doubt, and that must be why they keep feeding that.
And some of us are so focused on trying to look forward on what's the next thing, and we can't be content with where we are.
That was my problem.
And so it ties back into like that being in the moment. So honor where you came from, where you are now, and stop necessarily looking for then what's next, because what's next is gonna happen.
Yes,
it's gonna happen. You just, by riding in the moment and staying in the moment, you will find yourself moving into that next phase.
Because worrying about what's next leaves you worrying about what's next. And that's, and I'm going to use my example about my weight loss again, about how I was so upset that I couldn't lose that last 10 pounds instead of appreciating the 40. And once I flipped that switch, everything about my self-image and my guilt and all that stuff changed. And I became a much happier person because I focused on, where I was now rather than where I was not yet.
Right.
That really mattered. It actually created a change in who I am. Okay, now I'm going on to my friend Jordan. I met her out in the desert. She's a real cutie. She wants to know, what kind of advice do I really need to hear from myself that will continue to help guide me in the right direction of life, spirituality?
That you're worth it.
Aww.
Right? Like you're worth it, whatever it is. Like, it's not like you're worth the time to invest in yourself. You're worth it's overall just you're worth it. Because they're like, you're worth the relationships. You're worth being happy. You're worth having the good job that you enjoy going to. Like, you're worth following whatever avenue or dreams it is that you have. So you're worth it. Like, you are worthy is the main thing.
That one made me cry, and I want to apply that to everybody out there, including me. We're worth it. Thank you, higher self, Jordan. Okay, Lori. Okay. When someone, this is interesting to me because I kind of wondered about drugs too. When someone takes an anti-anxiety or depression meds, can it affect our ascension? Putting in devices for pain that are non-drug, that's just a sentence, I don't know. Just vibrations help in raising your good vibrations. Sorry for that unclear sentence. Thank you. Okay.
So can drugs
I'm going to say, how does brain drugs fuck with your ascension shit? It's my paraphrase.
So keep in mind that God, right, source, created doctors, created scientists that created these drugs, right?
Yes.
So sometimes if there is an imbalance already in the system, then that's affecting your quote unquote ascension,
right?
Because you're not centered, right? So if you have a imbalance, taking medication can help you realign, right? It can kind of help things get back. Now, if I'm just taking it because I want to get fucking high or get fucked up, then that's going to shift me. But it's going to shift me the same way that
not having it would.
Not having it when I need it.
Right.
Is, right? Ultimately, can outside substances affect you and prevent you from, right? It's like this feeling, because it's going to happen regardless. It may happen sooner if you are, I mean, let's just be honest. If you're taking care of yourself the way that you need to, mentally, physically, and spiritually, you know, you're eating a proper diet and you're exercising your body and your mind, then yeah, you're probably going to do it a lot faster. But
Right.
come on, we're not perfect, right?
Yeah, and you know what?
And sometimes that's part of it.
If you do,
part of
the doctors, like you said, the doctors are created. They made that contract to do all this work. So on the flip side, the recipients of the medication and care also contracted for that experience too. So you are still on track. If you choose to not be on medication anymore, then continue your healing journey. Ask your higher self for guidance on how to get off of it, or ask your higher self for guidance about how to continue your journey while on it. Either way, you're on track.
And she says that what will affect you more than taking something are your thoughts on that substance preventing you from.
Good point. So, give yourself a break for that. It's okay.
If you need it,
keep on the path.
Tell yourself, I need this. This is going to help me be more focused and more aware. It's the thoughts around it.
Yes, don't forget the power of our intentions and our thoughts, and what an amazing placebo effect that can have, because that's like energy work. That's magic. Just beliefs. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm moving on to Tracy's question. I'm going to see Tracy at my house. I feel emotionally disconnected. Is there trauma that we need to heal or work on? She's talking to higher self.
So I feel like she's asking, is there like past life trauma or childhood trauma type thing?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we would know if we've been through trauma.
You know what though? I gotta pause you on that, because there have been traumas that I didn't even realize were traumas. Like,
right.
I was like, wow, I didn't even know that affected me till I had to repeat it with my, my mom issues or my twin issues.
So trauma, okay. God, I hate fortune cookie. But trauma is a state of mind. Okay. So using the word trauma means that it's something bad that has happened to me, versus thinking of it as, this is something that I've been blessed with to grow. This is an opportunity that I have been blessed with, right?
Look at that flip.
So have there been opportunities in your past or in past lives for you to learn and grow from? Yes, that's why you're here now, right? To learn and grow from those. The specifics don't matter, right? The specifics of what those opportunities were,
right?
Don't matter. So she says, let's have a conversation, right? Like me and you, let's have a conversation, and let's talk about the opportunities that we have to learn and grow from. And let's start it off by thanking me. So thank me for providing you with these opportunities. And then if you are feeling stuck or not sure how to navigate through these opportunities, then we need to have a separate conversation on, what do I now need to do? Like, can you help me move past these opportunities to learn and to grow? But she's gotta have these conversations already anyways.
Higher self Tracy, do you mean like just like a conversation in her head, or a medium, or
either or, whatever the venue is. In her head, writing it down. Like journaling through someone else. But it seems like I feel like she's gonna say more so the personal connection.
I know that's the goal ultimately, huh?
Yeah, because I feel like the opportunity may not be there right now for where in her situation to have someone else on
feel that stuff. Yeah. So Tracy, I feel like just you asking this question in this thread is enough of an indication to the higher self to start helping guide you towards your answers. That's my
Through the
personal,
opportunities that you have been blessed with. They're not.
yes. I always
They're not
say
traumas.
that, but you know what? I always put like quotes when I say a gift from the universe.
Yeah, right.
But yes, that's absolutely what it is. Okay, so the next one is from our friend Peggy, and she wants to know if anything on her spiritual path that the walk-in soul of the name Imokali wants her to know.
Okay. So from the this is just me. I'm assuming from the question, she's
I don't know if she's going to
feeling
be
as though she's going to have a walk-in.
I'm not sure. Is she going to be a walk-in? Is that the one she's going to walk into? Or is that who's going to walk into her body? I'm not sure. Is there anything on my spiritual walk that the walk-in soul Imokali wants me to know? Maybe she's, I don't know. If you can't answer it, then we can
Yeah.
put that one to
So
the side.
I'll give you the impression that I get.
Okay.
And it's kind of weird because I guess it would still be a walk-in, but different than a walk-in because I feel like we typically think that walk-ins are someone completely different.
Uh-huh.
When she gives me the impression that it's a different aspect of herself.
That's me. That's what I'm going to do with Beautiful Mistress. I'm going to absorb into her and become two pieces of myself, or perhaps more, but okay.
I will say that
Do you have
it's
a message?
Like, so if I'm going to come into the body, you need to take better care of it.
Oh, Peggy, go eat your veggies. Peggy veggie.
Yeah, but it feels as though it's a different aspect of.
Okay, that's
like
cool.
It's not someone different. It's not.
Uh-huh.
It's not like I'm gonna walk into.
No, that
the body
totally
or vice
makes
versa.
sense. And you know, when I talked to whoever it was, they said that the walk-in process is the same thing as the absorption process when it all boils down to it. So there you go, girl. Your Imokali wants you to have a kick-ass bod. All right. Okay, next one is from Angela, and she says, I would love some advice from my higher self. Feeling stuck. Guidance for what steps I can take or what direction I should go for my highest good, marriage, career, that sort of thing. Thanks, guys. We're the best, she says. She's on to something. That's so cool the way I can just say a first name and the energy can tap in. That is amazing.
Yeah, because that's what it is, right? It gets the.
You don't even know who I'm talking about. May have never laid eyes on this person's name before. I love that.
So when we talk about being physically stuck, how do we get unstuck? You move, right?
Right.
So if I'm standing this is the image that they give me, that I'm standing still, right? I'm stuck. I can't move. I'm trapped. I'm locked in place. Well, in order to get out of that place, all I need to do is take that first step. It may be hard, right? It may not be pleasant, but then the more steps that I start taking, the easier it gets, right? So there's a talk about, it just got cold in here. There's a talk about take the first step and whatever the areas, like she was talking about the job, the relationship, whatever. Take the initial first step, and then be open to not the possibilities. It is possibilities, but it's be open to the opportunities. Because I feel like it's almost like I have 3D glasses on, but I have one eye closed, so I'm only seeing the red options, right?
Uh-huh.
But if I open up both, or if I close the other eye, I only see the blue options. But if I open up both of my eyes, I then can see all of the options in their entirety.
Yes.
I know she's wanting something specific, but it's the right now. It's like I'm walking through only seeing half of it. Like I'm only seeing half the options, maybe because these options don't initially appeal to me. or I may feel like they're below me, or I may feel as though I'm not qualified for the person, the job, whatever the opportunity is. But also know that sometimes initial opportunities then lead to other opportunities.
Wait, I lost your audio. Uh-oh. Hang on, I got an unstable connection. Sometimes that just happens. Oh, you popped back in for us.
Besties.
There you are. Are you still
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. So I think I was talking about it's the take the first step, take the blindfold off and be aware of the opportunities, whether you think they're too good or not good enough for you, because sometimes opportunities will lead to.
Always say yes. I got that advice one time. Always say yes. Yes. And I have. And look at the way I've just grown.
Yeah.
Even shit that intimidates me, I say yes.
I'm trying to ask for like a specific, one area.
I have one. I have such a great story. You're going to love this one too, Jason. In fact, I thought about you when I thought about this story. But I told you that my current lesson, I believe, is about manifesting more successfully. Sorry for that word. But the reason I would say that and put that judgment on it is because I had a reading with Volty. I got these dueling opposing theories between Fairy Girl and Volty. And Volty's like, she's got her own filter. But here I am on friend on the outside looking in, so I'm going to tell it to you straight. So he says, and because Fairy Girl's like, yeah, you just focus on that twin. And she was so funny. She's like, you just keep thinking about going down on him, and you stop your fantasizing, because that's how you make things happen. That's the example she gave. But then Volty did the flip, and he said, when you put all of your focus on this one guy, you close yourself off to all the other possibilities. So this is like my red eye and my blue eye, right? So I kind of like let go of that focus of him and kind of became open. But because I don't have like a specific, penis or whatever to focus on, face, whatever, it was a challenge for me. So this is the funny part. I kind of invented my own spiritual astral glory hole. And that was a little bit fun, but at the same time, it wasn't as satisfying to me. So I made my own compromise. I made my own rules, and I'm creating my own reality. So I'm choosing to be open to my glory hole candidate while focusing on the one who I do know and already want. So I feel like I got the best of both worlds, and life got boring without having a boy to love and focus on. So I said, don't worry, Fair Girl, I got your back. I like your filter. We're going to go get that guy. But just to use that example about how I wanted something so bad that I closed everything else off. So now my new mantra is, I want this one, but I'm open to anybody that is my best vibrational match to come have some fun with me. So
I'll take the best vibrating penis for 200, Alex.
Fuck yeah. Yes. Heather got a kick out of my astral glory hole. Just like you. Okay, here's the message from Candy. What message does my team really want me to know right now? We're getting that one a lot, and that makes sense. Candy, what does she need to know?
I want to call her Candy Cane.
Oh, okay.
What does Candy need to know? What's weird is like the other ones that have come in, I don't know, it feels not diminished in a bad way, but it feels smaller.
Okay.
Like the energy feels smaller.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the significance is of that. It's just like, it's just me, right? Like this, but it's very soft, subtle type.
Squishy.
I feel like a lot of people are going to get that same answer, because you even made the comment earlier how you were talking about how one of your things was self-love.
Yeah.
And I feel like really that's kind of one of my things too. And I think it's something that so many of us have to work on.
Yeah.
On
and this then path for sure.
Yeah. Candy. It's very fairy-esque. Like, I know this isn't her question, but I'm just trying to describe because it's so different than the rest of them.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like in the movie Hook, whenever they would show Tinkerbell and she's like the little ball of light, and then sometimes you may see the shadow of her inside of it. Like that's what it feels like.
Oh, how sweet.
Okay, so I feel like Candy needs to start standing up for herself.
Okay.
Like it's very much and it's so weird because it's this little bitty light, and maybe it's a reflection of how she is now. I could be totally wrong.
Maybe how she feels. Maybe she feels small,
yeah, but
small and
it's
sweet.
I need to stand up for myself. Like
she needs to grow a big giant Tinkerbell balls.
yeah, grow some lady balls.
Her
and
Tinker
start
balls.
like I almost want to be like start setting demands, or not demands, but be like, I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with this. Like I no longer will I put myself through this bullshit and allow other people to feel. I almost feel like there's a feeling of feeling controlled by other people and not having the ability to do for myself. It's not that she can't take care of herself, but because I've got so many other people pressuring me or bearing down on me that I shrink. Right?
Okay.
Like I shrink away.
Yes. Okay.
So it's like a stand up for yourself and don't let the fear of how other people will react when you start doing that.
That is so reminiscent of my own journey. It really is. Who is this? Is Candy? I want you to go back, watch my surrender video, because even though mine had to do with something else, it was really about quitting giving a shit about what comes next. You're just done with the way things were. Surrender the outcome of what's next, because you're just done with the way it's going on. That's how you grow your balls. That's how it worked for me.
I hope that makes sense for you, Candy.
And sometimes I think that you're faced with this kind of predicament. I'm gonna call it a opportunity to grow, right? Because they want you to learn how to have faith and take that leap into what's next. They want you to ditch that fear. So sometimes when you're getting all that pressure from all of those around you, it's just for you to say, "Fuck it."
Yeah.
I'm not doing that shit anymore.
I've got the chills so bad. So like for me, chills it helps me realize when they're here, but like when someone else is talking and I get the chills, it signals truth for me.
Yeah.
So like what you're saying, it resonates very much with how I feel.
Go watch Surrender in Maui then. Yeah. Okay, so Paulette, and a lot of these are going to be similar questions too. What's good, whatever. And I'm going to keep on preaching that thing. Even if I don't, I'm thinking it. Surrender. And people don't understand what that means necessarily. So go back and watch that video. Okay, Paulette wants to know, she wants to fully remember who she is. I want to fully remember who I am, and that is my intent in this life, in this body. What does my higher self say to this? Can I have this soon or now?
Yes, you can have it. Remembering who you are in your entirety starts with actually knowing who you are now in the present. Okay. And then pay attention. I almost want to say, hey, Mona, knocking shit over.
Being a cat.
I know. Pay attention. I almost want to say dreams, but it's not dreams. It's like the daydreams.
Okay.
So it's not like your sleep dreams, but like those moments where you're just kind of drifting off, like in your waking state. Because I feel like I feel like that's where they're dropping. That's where they're dropping the hints from. But it's like, well, what do you want to know? Like when you say that you want to know yourself in its entirety, what exactly do you mean? Like, are you talking about you want to be aware of who you were prior to coming in? Do you want to be aware of
all your incarnations, right?
Your incarnations. Um, I know, right? But it starts with knowing who you are in the present. And I feel like if she wants to, so like let's say that she gets a journal, right, a spare or a notebook. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Go get a legal pad or whatever, and start thinking or start jotting down stories, quote unquote, stories of who you were before, and let your imagination run wild. Because to me, imagination and your intuition are going to be super, super connected. Amona, I love you too, sweet pea. But that can help her kind of get little glimpses of story time, like the little story time that she writes is going to help her.
Okay. Mona's shedding.
I know, right?
I see her hair's flying around.
God, Kitty.
Everything's dog hair at my house. Even the food is dog hair flavor. Okay, so here is a question from, I don't know if you say it way or why, I'm not sure. But she wants to know how to clear the recurring obstacles which have attached to my soul, which have come in each of my incarnations. Obstacles that have attached to her soul in each incarnation.
So there's judgment placed on that in the sense of like it's something bad, right? Like when we think of attachments, my mind goes to something negative,
right?
Could it just be, I kind of want to flip it, could it be that there are lessons that you continue to choose to experience? Mona, I'm sorry, sweet pea. Daddy's trying to work here. So if there are obstacles or opportunities that we are continually trying to work on, it either means that we like overcoming these opportunities or we haven't dealt with it.
That sounds right on. Yeah.
Okay? It's one of the two. And I feel like this is more of I like being able to overcome and work through these opportunities versus I haven't figured it out yet. Because ultimately, if it's happened with you every incarnation and you haven't figured it out yet, you need to pick a new one. Right?
I have my 2 cents about that. One time I was at Elisa's house sitting around a fire pit with Robert. And Ra, I'm assuming the Egyptian Ra, I don't know, he comes in and starts laughing at me because I'm boo-hooing again about my twin shit, my unrequited love, constantly chasing. And he's like, you like to chase. That's a common theme of all your incarnations. I'm like, fuck. So that's when I carried over. And then for the thing with the repeat, don't forget that I had 2 twin relationships that were almost identical, which means I wrote that script, which means I chose to do it twice because I didn't get it the first time. So you're right on. It's either you like it or you didn't learn from it the first time around.
But like I said, I mean, I do feel she likes.
She does, yeah. Well, I like to chase, apparently.
So if we're looking at it in a kind of a quote unquote negative way, how do we then flip that?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, this is going to be something that you may have failed at it in the past. You may have kicked its ass.
You may have
hundreds of times.
Right.
Like, so but I understand, like, for us being here in the present, it may seem like it's something that, fuck, why am I having to do this again? Well, go ahead and tell yourself, I'm a master of this situation. I enjoy the process of overcoming whatever these attachments are, and then put a spin on it and start helping other people that are going through the same thing. And it can help, then it can kind of change your thinking of it. And now I now have the opportunity to help others go through, or not fix, but overcome or learn from this that I have been struggling with or feeling as though I've been struggling with.
That is absolutely a silver lining, because I kept asking Fairy Girl, why did I have such a radical experience with that first twin? And she goes, because you wanted to know hardcore what it felt like, so that you can teach others. So there is there was a silver lining behind that shit, and maybe that is your path, is to, maybe your soul self likes to learn it in all the different scenarios.
Yeah, like all the different scenarios. Like you could just roll the dice and put like, okay, I'm gonna
do
go
it
through it.
right.
I'm this way. I'm doing it this way, and then I'm gonna do it this way.
And I have another little spin on that too that's interesting, because remember, Jason, remember when I got really hammered and I bit that guy? Well, I learned that in that lifetime, he stabbed me and robbed me, and I felt very shamed by it. And so in this lifetime, it was my opportunity to heal from that. So he wasn't a robber and a stabber in this life. He was a cute boy. And in this life, I am not, the victim I was then, walking around with my wallet full of money. I'm a girl that likes boys. So this time around, the dynamic was for me to feel shame as like a kind of a romance thing. So I replayed it in a completely different context, but I did heal from that. And I think in this lifetime, we're taking times to clear up all that other shit. I think us on this, I don't know, that's a theory I was wondering if ask one of them that. Or is this people in this time on this ascending path, are we cleaning shit up for the other lives, or is it just reciprocated all across?
It's reciprocated. So we're doing it for our other lives. Those other lives are also doing it for us now. So it's all across. It's like you're a team.
Okay.
And the entire team is working towards the betterment of the higher self, right? Like the. So yeah.
Okay.
Does that answer it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. She got all kinds of good answers, and I like these kinds of discussions too, because all my 2 cents end up. Sometimes I feel like, and yours too, can help others apply it to their own situations.
I know if I had asked a question and someone answered it, well, I would have been like, this fucking bullshit, goddamn cookie cutter fortune cookie answer. Like, this doesn't help me. Like, that's the way that.
That's your filter for yourself,
right? Like, that's how I would respond, because it's not. I know it wouldn't be the direct response that I wanted.
I'm sitting half these to me.
Yeah, so but I would also say, like, a part of me wants to be like, well, the more specific the question that you ask, the more specific response. Like, if you ask a broad question.
Remember our friend Eric would always say the quality of your answer will reflect the quality of your question.
But even then, you could ask something super specific and be like, what does my higher self have to say about this current relationship? And it may be they said that you need to figure it out on your own,
right?
Type thing, like. But I'd be like, this sucks. Like, this is not what I wanted.
Oh no.
But then I also understand, like, after the initial disappointment, right? I would be like, well, okay, like, I get it.
You'll find your silver lining.
Yeah, I'll find it. I'll get it.
Yeah, and we are humans. We're allowed to be pissed off. Just don't stay there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so our next peep is Laura. She would, same thing. She wants to know what her higher self has to say.
I love you.
Aw.
There's got to be something with like a sister, like an issue going on with the sister. And if she doesn't have a sister, then it's the female friendship that's like a sister. Because it's, I don't know. I feel like somebody's going through something. It's got to be the girl, the sister to her, because they're like, who is this? Laura? Who is this?
Laura. Hey.
So it's a I love you, you're loved type thing, and then they're referencing the issue that's going on. They keep doing this side by side thing.
Okay.
Um,
What do you want to say about that issue, Sister Spirit?
that it,
What should she do with this opportunity?
I feel like I feel like there's the I need to reinforce like my self-worth in the situation, or
Okay.
and it may be something that she's having to do for it may not be her, maybe
Okay.
it could be the sister
Okay.
type energy that's with her that's going through it, and she's the one that's reinforcing.
Okay.
But that's it. It's like this reinforcement of love, right? Like the reinforcement of you're valued, like you are worth it. It's almost like you deserve better.
Okay, Laura, you need to grow your lady balls too and demand better. That's my interpretation.
Or help the friend.
Oh yeah, whichever one it is. Yes.
Yeah. But
Okay.
she loves you.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. This is my friend Jesse. He has an unusual life. I'll read it to you because he kind of wrote it. What is my life's purpose? Oh, sorry. Was it my life's purpose to stay single, travel the world, working and partying in different states and countries? Or is it possible I disregarded your plan and chose to go the fun route? It feels like I just make shit up as I go and I make completely new life plans every few years. Sounds a little like no plans.
Hey, it's the question been answered. Like you have multiple, right? Like how we talked about earlier at the beginning, like, yeah, okay, I may have a general mainframe laid out, but you have the choice. Like you have the choice of what you want to do and how you want to do it. So did he buy step a plan? Possibly, right? Like, but you enjoy that, the traveling, the having fun, the independence, the not being tied down. You enjoyed that fun. It's like you've had plenty where you haven't done that, right? Like you've had plenty where you've been locked down and not able to. So your plan, so higher self is like, your plan is my plan, right? It's not the other way around.
Right. Yeah.
It's not my plan is your plan. It's your plan is my plan. So regardless of what plan you choose, it is
still your plan. Yeah.
Still our plan.
And just to recap, because we had that conversation before we recorded, and we were talking about how before a soul comes in, we have a general idea of what we want to do, accomplish, whatever. But because the incarnation has free will, it can completely deviate from that. And I don't think the higher self cares because it's just out to experience.
Yeah, and this higher self feels different also. And I know it's just how they choose to portray themselves. Whether they're choosing male energy, female energy, neutral energy, human energy, or like galactic-y type energy.
What's Jesse's energy?
It feels alienish. Like,
oh yeah.
It has it's hard to describe. It has a higher like frequency, like buzz to it.
My boys were described like that once before. So they don't feel comfortable on the earth because they don't match the vibration.
I got the chill bumps. Yeah, it's not it's not an earthly feel.
Jesse, you're a damn alien. I knew it. Yeah. Okay, so I say I'm going to give him the advice: just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, have fun.
Sounds like higher self's on board.
Yeah.
Go, boy.
Do you know how many people would love to be able to just get up and go with the wind, so to speak? Like. Yeah. So it's a confirmation of the plan that's being fulfilled, right? Like you said, there are multiple ways, but yeah, enjoy it. Like, have fun.
Woohoo!
Have fun.
Party on. That's cool. That was a good message. Okay, here's one from Lisa. What did my soul want to learn in this life? Was being more in tune with the spirit world one of them?
Yes, but I feel like she wants to be more in tune than what she gives herself credit for.
Okay.
I think that's also, I think, a common thing right now, is that because of where we are now with like the planet changing and like, you know, all that woo woo stuff,
Right.
that there are a lot of us that if we aren't coming in already more open, like we are opening up more.
Yeah.
And that's just because we're matching the vibration of the planet, or the whole general mass.
Right.
So give yourself more credit. Where you already are right now is the biggest message. And stop basing your experiences off of other people's and saying, oh, well, they're having this experience. Well, you know what? That's their experience. Honor your experience, which I know she is. Like, I know she's honoring her own.
Yeah.
But it feels like there's a want to experience it differently or engage in it more. But know that it's happening, right? Like, it's happening. So yeah, one of the big things for you was to learn to trust, because it all comes down to trust. To trust in your instincts and the information that you receive, regardless of how you receive it. And to honor that. There's also I hate the whole woo woo, but there is like the light worker type feel.
Yeah.
To the, like, your energy is going to help the overall collective energy. So a lot of people that are in these groups and that care enough to even ask these questions are participating in that also. You know, like, but yeah, so that, and it's not necessarily, it is, but it isn't. It is everything that I've just said, but there's also the choosing to experience this with the group, like with the whole of humanity at this time.
Okay. Yeah, you know, for a long time I would lament that I didn't have like Mac Daddy connecting gifts. Like, you know, I compare myself to Heather or whoever. And I just was told, you know, because you can do whatever you want. You can learn how. And I still believe that's true. But at the same time, that's just not the path I'm
right.
It's just not mine. And again, you can change it, but for me to get to that place would be so much work. So I've just accepted that my strengths lie elsewhere.
Yeah, but you also have a lot of people that would love to be able to do the healing work that you do.
Yeah, that's easy. Like, if I'm going to make money off something, I would rather do healing than channel messages, because, you know, people.
But you still are contributing.
Yeah,
right? So
I have my own way. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and that's another thing too. That's not my way. I'm not going to say I want to do like her, because I really wanted to stand for her and give her that, you know, reciprocation. And I don't think that shit's going to happen. But that's fine if not. But I don't feel sad that it's not if it doesn't. So, and I did for a long time. I felt less than rather than just my own path. Okay, I have this one had several comments in it. Let's see if I have to keep going and read them all. But this is from Diane. And she says, I've always been aware that I chose to be born without hip sockets. To date, oh my gosh, I have had 22 surgeries, including 5 replacements. You are a robot. What was the purpose of choosing this differently abled body to experience? I am very aware that it may be a lesson in transmuting pain. Is this
correct? They're like this.
You got
it. But there's also, it's a bigger picture. So she seems very aware of how the incarnation affects her and what she's supposed to learn from it.
Yeah.
But she needs to look at the big picture of what did it do for the family? What does it do for the friends? What does it do for like the people that are around her? Because not only was it a decision that she made
Right.
for herself to learn and grow from, it was a decision that she made on, it's very what's the word I want to use? Not selfishly, but like unselfishly for the people
Selflessly.
that are selflessly, yeah, for the people
Aw.
around her.
I bet she gifted them with compassion and
Yeah,
patience and
tons like there's tons of like gifts essentially that she has provided, opportunities, right, that she has provided to everybody that she comes in contact with, because she also chose it because she's able to deal with it. Like there may be days where it, you're like, fuck, why me? But because this one is like, because I can deal with it, because I can, right? Like I can do this. It's very, I almost want to say like Amazon,
she's
just like
hardcore, man.
powerful.
She's like, I'm gonna fuck
like,
some shit up.
Yeah, like
so what
is big, powerful.
What will she benefit from learning how to transmute the pain? Is it for her own benefit, or is she going to teach it, or is it for another life?
I think it's going to be for, it does help now because obviously it sucks to be in pain. But I feel like it's helping. It's like, this is kind of the building blocks for, I don't want to say the next one because time, but
Right.
But
for,
the next
for another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang in there, girlfriend. You got this. Your higher self totally has this shit.
Yeah, badass feeling.
Look at how much love you're giving other people.
There's got to be a Wonder Woman reference somewhere for her. Whether people say, "Oh, you're such a Wonder Woman," like something like that. Aww. Because of the way that she presents herself here.
Oh, I want her to answer that. Does anybody call you Wonder Woman or anything? So if you could put in the comment if that makes any sense, or if it's just the higher self loving on you. That's cool.
Yeah, total badass.
All right, I'm moving on. This is my friend Debbie Foster, and she wants to know if she will overcome the obstacles currently in her path so she can make a better life for herself. I'm so rooting for her too. You go, girl. I want to hear this answer too.
I feel like Jax.
Right.
It's kind of like, okay. Read the question to me again.
She wants to know if she will overcome the obstacles currently in her path so she can make a better life for herself.
Okay. He's going to do fortune cookie for a minute and then.
All right.
Higher self, right?
All right. Lay it on us, Jax.
He wants to focus on, will I make a better life for me aspect of it.
Okay.
He's like, what's your definition of better? Because there are always going to be issues. Okay. And that's just life, right?
Yes, that's true.
Like there are always going to be issues. So change the thinking of change. I don't think he's not change. Reevaluate your definition of what better is. Okay. Know that there absolutely is a reason, right, that you're doing this, but will there be a change?
Yes.
Yes. But I'm not good with time frames. But I feel like it's going to be
anyway.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be. They're wanting to do like one will kind of drop off here, one will drop off here, one will drop. I'm focusing on like three things, like three main issues.
Okay.
So 6 months changes, and then 6 months, one's gonna it's like one kind of drops off, or like we overcome it, or that leaves us.
Right.
And then then we start working on the next one. I also feel like it's let's pick one at a time to work on.
Okay.
Right. Instead of splitting our attention 3 ways and, it only getting a third, like, let's pick one, pick one that we think is the most attainable.
Okay.
Work on it, fix it, solve it, do to the best of your ability. But also keep in mind that our definition or our perception of how we would like the issue to be resolved doesn't always happen that way. So I may have an idea of, okay, in order for this to get better, it needs to be this way. Mm-hmm. So stop.
That's red lens, blue lens. Have all your lenses open.
Just know that I'm working towards resolving this, or working through this opportunity, right? And regardless, I'm open to it resolving itself in however
way it wants.
Yeah. It wants to. But know that it will. But I feel like we need to, instead of trying to scramble, it's almost like there's four rabid stray cats that are running around, and I'm trying to catch all of them at the same time.
One at a time.
Instead of focusing on one.
Okay.
And getting it, and then going to the next one.
That's really good advice. That's good advice.
But they do say that yes, there will be things will get better or improved.
Okay. And Debbie, don't forget what he said earlier to, I forgot who says, just decide to do it. You just do it. You make that first step to make that change. Okay, I'm moving on to Kristen. This is a little bit of a long one. I'm going to read all the way through. I'm currently working on trying to start a business and eventually transition out of my current career. However, I'm struggling with self-doubt and trusting whether I'm following the right path. How do you know when a change is the right choice versus forcing the change to happen? Also, is it going to work out? I'd love to know. Give up the answers, higher self. Sounds like me, a little sassy.
Yeah. So I want to go to the part where she was talking about, how do I know if this is what I should be doing? And she's like, because I gave you the idea. Right?
Ting! You're on track, girl.
I gave you the idea. And it's something that you want to do. Right? Like, it's something that you really want to do this.
Trust it and surrender the fear and do it.
Yeah, but I do feel like it's not going to happen right away, and there's going to be, like, I don't want to say like there is, I feel like I'm going to do it in this one spot, but this isn't going to work out, and then it's the second spot where it works out.
Okay.
So whether that's the initial trial run, that it may bring me down and be like, fuck, I fucked up. I made the worst decision. Like, what the hell am I doing? It's the second one. So maybe the first one's where we get our feet wet and we realize, oh shit, this didn't work. This part of this did not work, but I still really love it and I still want to do it. So the second time around, which it seems like it's going to be back to back. So like the first one we learn, the second one we really get it. Like, it really starts. It starts going. But it's the don't be disappointed. First and foremost, she's like, I gave you the idea, right? Like, I gave you the idea.
Right.
It's good. Like, it's, yes, you're right, right? This is the path. This is what you've chosen to do. What we have chosen to do. But don't be discouraged. Take that leap, right? I wouldn't quit the main job right away. I would keep it.
Your day job, not yet.
Yeah, I would keep the day job. Get my feet wet. Doing whatever it is that I'm wanting to do. But there's something about, I don't know if it's the location of the first thing and then it moves to a different location. But whatever it's like the second time is where it really kicks off.
Okay. And these kind of messages are so encouraging because, you still have to go through it. And here's an example that just popped in my mind. I know that when Stardust finally, Heather and I are going to spend some time apart because we're sad about it. And even though I'm okay with it, I know we're going to come back together. Knowing this is going to happen will encourage me to keep going. However, having said that, I will still have to feel those sadnesses. I'll still have to, experience whatever comes with that. So when you're telling her that, the first one isn't going to do it, but it's going to bring you to the second one, don't give up, so that, she still may be sad, frustrated, scared, whatever, but she still has that hope to know that this was part of my plan.
Yeah.
It's okay. So that's why it's something like this, that kind of message just can mean so much to somebody. I appreciate you doing this. Okay, I'm going to move on to, how are you doing, Jason? Are you okay for a little bit longer? Okay.
Yeah.
See, we still have so many, and I don't think we're going to get to them all, but I'm going to keep going, and feel free if I don't take a break and say how you doing to let me know. Shut the fuck up, Carrie. I'm over it. Okay. So the next one I'm on is, I hope I say this right. I think so. Sarah. Buy a car, buy a house, or get a bigger apartment. Which is my next step financially?
I feel like the car is where the need is.
Okay.
Like the most immediate need is the car, which is also why she put it first as an option subconsciously. Is what the higher self says. So think about that when you writing stuff out. Like it's like I made her put it first because it's the need. It's the most important in the moment. I'm gonna say car. I think that there will also be the move to an apartment before a house, but the car is, to answer the question, the car.
Okay. I was kind of like tuned out a little bit because I have a really long question next, and there's like 9 replies. And that was actually from Jenny Gibson, and I'm gonna skip over yours, Jenny, because Heather is so competent. She knows all of the stuff. It's a SAR question and about disclosure and
I don't want to fuck that up.
Don't mess with Lupa.
I'm not fucking that up.
So I think that would probably be a reasonable answer that Heather gave. I mean, she just knows everything about that stuff. She is our resident expert. Okay, my friend Jeannie. Is there a purpose for my future? I have been lost in grief and need guidance to find my way out. How do we pull Jeannie out of her grief? And by we, I mean her. I'm proud of this girl. She's made some changes recently. She's gotta keep on going. What's next for
her? It feels like the grief was like the experience that has caused the grief absolutely is something that meant to be, right?
Right.
They keep referencing Sarah in this situation.
Yes. And just so you know, she's never made a secret, but she did lose her son and her dog and her husband all like in the same time. Okay. So she had a pretty thick dose of it.
Yes. So that would make sense why they would reference I guess it's twofold almost. Like, what did Sarah do to work through her grief, right?
Yeah, she did it differently. Yes.
She started helping other people. I've got the chill bumps really bad. I remember her. I remember this lady.
Yeah.
Because the dog and she commented with the animal video because the dog and the son.
Right.
The dog and the son went like that together.
So why is Jeannie stuck in her grief? Why can't she push past it? I know sometimes it's just a choice, but you don't know that.
It can be hard. I mean, it can be hard, right?
Yeah.
So I think the key is, that's why they keep referencing Sarah. Like to find, it's like, I can read the books on how to deal with grief. I can do all this, but
gotta put
ultimately
it into practice. I do believe that she understands it. I think she needs to just cross that threshold and to practice what she understands.
If she can support other people that are going through it and share her
that will help her.
Like how Sarah did.
Yeah, it absolutely does feel good to help others and have that camaraderie no matter where it comes from.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the fastest way for her to get out of the funk.
Jeannie, you need to get your ass down to Texas for the Silver Linings Live event next month. I don't want to hear any excuses. You manifest that shit, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Oh, she will get there because she will. She's persistent, if nothing else. She has not given up in all this time. So you keep going, girl. You're getting closer. Okay, my next question is from Marcia. I have always had insecurities about my looks and weight. Welcome to the club. Mm-hmm. What kind of advice can I give myself that I will actually do? And I might have like exercise.
Right.
Like, fuck you. Fuck you, I'm going to go get surgery instead and remove a body part in order to avoid surgery. I mean, weight loss. Exercise.
So they say start small.
Okay.
And realistically.
Okay.
Right. I know, right? Like, why can't I walked to the track 3 times. Why haven't I lost 40 pounds yet?
I ate a vegetable yesterday.
Right. Start small and make simple changes and realistic. Like realistic goals.
Cut out the bread. That's so unrealistic.
Okay, also know that you are perfect the way that you are. Right. And I had this conversation with myself the other day because I was throwing myself a pity party.
Oh no, poor baby.
And then I got all pissed off and I said, fuck these people. Like, how dare I judge myself based off of their opinion of me.
You're still on that shit.
I know,
Stop
right?
It.
And not my opinion of myself. I'm like, I am way more than their perception of me. I'm an amazing, fucking beautiful person. And if only they could see if only they could see the inner light in me, they would be like, holy shit, you're beautiful.
Isn't that interesting? It's like we know it, but we want others to know it too, and that matters too much to us.
I also realized, just like she said, tell me something I can do that I'll actually
do. And that's why they're saying baby steps.
Yeah.
You're not gonna lose 40 pounds if you walk around the track tomorrow, I promise.
Yeah. Unless a tree falls on me and my leg gets cut off or something.
Several limbs. Still gotta lose body parts.
Yeah, realistic. So positive reinforcement, right? Like the mantras or whatever. Positive reinforcement to yourself. Because self-love equals self-care.
And it's true, you know what? And you can and it's not just talking the talk and walking the walk and just hoping that, magic happens. Magic really does happen because you truly, truly, without even realizing it, all of a sudden you have a different perspective on life when you you consciously change your thoughts. I'm not worried about those last 10 pounds. I lost 40. And it changed me. I can't emphasize that enough. It was like, whoa, how am I like not hating myself today anymore? I'm the same size I was. In fact, I'm like, I gained 12 pounds after my big weight loss. But I'm okay now. It's like I quit hating myself because my attitude changed.
Yeah.
It's a lot about attitude. Okay, moving on to Serena. Eric told me that my cat Merlin is missing because I need to learn something, and I have been doing all I can to figure out what it is. He is still missing. I would love to know from my higher self what I am supposed to do and if my beautiful Merlin will come home. Oh, by the way, her last name's Magic, and she has a cat named Merlin.
Love it. I don't think Merlin's coming back. Okay. What is she supposed to learn? Um, I'm like, can you say that in a nicer way? Not that it's mean, but it's like loss, right? Like you're
Loss.
supposed to
You're
learn
learning
loss,
loss.
right?
Oh.
But you also are going to have the opportunity to learn to love again, right? Like,
Okay. Is Merlin gonna come back as a different
no, I
pet?
don't think Merlin's.
Okay.
Oh, as a
As a
different
different
pet.
pet, is it gonna be that same one?
Down the road, maybe,
Oh,
but not.
not
Yeah,
the
the
next,
next
not the
one.
next one. Okay. Oh well, Serena, I'm sorry to hear about your baby, and I hope that your heart isn't hurting right now. I'm sorry.
And that's the worst, because we're like, we get all scared, like, where are they? Are they okay? I've had it happen. When I was younger, my mom's cat got out, and she loved this cat. And so I called the psychic hotline. And of course, my mother later was like, "Who called this line?" And we were like, "She's bitching. Why do I have this $70 charge?" Like, and we were like, "We were trying to find the cat." And then she felt bad because we were trying to be sweet. We were young. We were like 12, 13.
Oh, cute.
And then she forgave us. But we were timing it because you're like, it's like first 3 minutes are free. So we were like,
2 out of 59.
two and a half, hang up. And we'll call back and get somebody else. Yeah, so the lesson is on loss. Because for some of us, for a lot of us, our pets are our babies.
They're your babies.
And it's no different than losing like a loved one.
I absolutely agree.
So it is like the lesson of loss and like the grieving process. But there is also the other aspect of new love, right? Like you're going to get the opportunity to do that.
Oh my gosh, I'm right there too, because I'm totally in the process of forgiving the first love and what's that, and all the heartbreak that went with that. And it's allowing me to focus and be happy about the next one. So I have to let that stuff go, process, and move on. Okay, moving on again. This is from Isis. Same kind of question. What advice does Isis's higher self have to overcome challenges at this moment?
It's so weird. Because I kept saying, that's so weird. That's the second time that's happened. I saw this
Another flash?
pin print, like a pin, like lights, and it was just kind of doing this in the doorway.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I was looking at that.
That's okay. It was Isis
something about overcoming the obstacles.
Yes, at this moment, is there any advice to help Isis overcome her obstacles?
Jessica's like opportunities.
Right. How do I overcome my opportunities?
So weird.
How do I get the best experience out of this opportunity? Oh, that's a judgment right there, though, with best. Yes. Can't have adjectives in spirituality. They're not allowed.
Right. No, but I get it. Like, how do I come out of it gracefully?
Yeah. Right? What's the best benefit? In which way?
Yeah. So, fortune cookie. I don't know. Hold on. It's all jumbled in my head. I'm trying to get it
good.
Right. This energy is different too. It's like it's very tall. And it keeps doing these little flashy things. So it's like, is that right? Is that how I want to phrase that?
Yeah. Don't filter that shit.
It's like any outcome is a good outcome.
Okay.
Okay. Like no matter how you get through it, the fact of the matter is that you got through it.
All paths lead to the other side.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like, and so when I asked the question, I was like, how do you come out of it gracefully with your head held up? They said, well, just keep your fucking head held up, right? Like,
all right then.
Keep your head held high, and just do it. Like, fucking get it over with. Do it. It's almost like why am I gonna pick at the Band-Aid? Pick and worry about it hurting instead of just ripping that shit off, deal with it, and then 30 seconds later, you're good.
This almost sounds again almost like a surrender thing. Just get through it.
Yeah.
Do it.
And the energy is like, I feel like when it's different, because I feel like I would want, because it'd make me, I'd be like, oh, I'm special. Mine was different. Well, we're all special, but
no, we're more special.
The energy's different. It's almost like, was it Jimmy that had the it's very
Jesse.
Jesse
was the alien boy.
Yeah, it's like this tall. I don't know. It feels like this tall, thin, stretched out type energy that keeps like pin pricking, I guess is the way that I want to describe it.
Okay.
Little flashes of light.
It's sparkly.
Yeah, and it feels blue.
Carbonated.
Yeah. Raspberry soda even.
Right. Blue raspberry. Because that's a different breed altogether. All right, well, I'm going to move on from Isis's higher self because they just want you to just do it. Nike. Okay, I have a few more I'm going to ask, and that's where I kind of got to a cutoff point.
Okay.
And then we'll stop there, and then I want to have a little chit-chat with you afterwards. Okay. Michaela, I would like advice as to which career path to take. I'm headed towards grad school for chiropractic, but have been contemplating staying a massage therapist. If my higher self can give me any advice on career educational moves, it would be so appreciative. Would that be a tough one? You want to be cozy and chill, massage, or you want to bust ass and go to school and get down?
Yeah, but
make a lot of
if
money?
if you go the chiropractor route, you still have the option of doing the massage route.
True.
Whereas if I do not go to chiropractic,
you're limited.
I'm limited. So I feel like I want to go the chiropractic, that route, because that still leaves you with more options, and you're still, essentially you're almost still kind of doing the same thing. One's a little bit more bone cracking versus,
right,
like rub downs, but you could apply. I feel like she can combine the two.
Oh, and throw a little Reiki in there too, covert Reiki.
Yeah.
Do you think, Jason, that she should give us each a free massage one day?
Right. And a spinal adjustment.
Right. We'll help you on your journey.
Yes, we will volunteer and help you on your journey.
That's right. We're nice like that. So go get that chiropractic shit taken care of and open your options up.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it.
Oh, that's really good advice. Cool. Because you know what? It's usually so vague. It's whatever you want to do. There's always a right path.
Yeah.
They actually told her, go ahead and go for it. That's cool. Okay, here's one from my friend Laura. She's the crazy girl that, do you know Laura is? She's the one that ran around the desert in her silver space suit.
Oh, yeah, I saw the pictures. I loved it.
I love this girl. She's such a nut. Hey there, Soul Self. I recently came to understand the message behind Get Ready for September 5th. That was a stern order I heard in my head a year ago, different from the usual softer sound of the voice in my head. Who was it? Do they have any more messages for me? Oh, who's shouting in Laura's brain?
I have a friend that's birthday is September 5th. What's her name?
Laura Copeland.
Lauren. Okay.
Laura.
So who said the message?
Yeah.
Right. That's part of it. And then are there any other? Eric's like it's Jessica's like it wasn't me. One of her people. So one of her team feels like a man. Is the one that kind of screamed at her. He says it didn't scream, it was a stern.
That's what she said. It was very stern. That's funny.
Anything else?
Do they have a follow-up to that message?
Not.
All right.
No, it's because it's like how my grandmother does me. Like she won't talk to somebody else. Like she won't go through someone else to talk to me because she's like, I'm not gonna do that. Like why call?
Interesting.
Around.
Laura, you're hearing.
Right.
I feel like they want you to talk directly. You're hearing two people. What are the other voices in your head?
She said so. She does have the higher self talk to her. And I love how she called it the soul self.
Yeah, that's what I like too. Soul self.
Because your Starfire reference for Star Fairy.
Yes.
Teen Titans Star. So
right.
Raven, Raven, the other girl.
Yeah.
When she does the little shadow, she calls it her soul self.
That's what I use too, because higher, implies levels, and I don't like that.
But yeah, so the soul self does speak to her, but this was a man.
Is he just part of her team?
Yeah, it's like one of the gods.
Okay. All right. Well, keep listening. Okay.
And I don't know if this is him, but there's it's like Patty. Well, it's almost like a Irishman type Patty, like Patty O'Brien or Patty.
Oh, whatever. I hope she has an answer for us about
it's
that.
Like Patty is the sound.
Laura, just to let you know, everybody else has to hear it too, but that date that Eric circled on that e-board, that came and went. That shit did not happen. I'll have to talk about that another day. We were talking about dates. She was really happy for me to get a date. It didn't happen. I know why though. Okay, I'm moving on. Going to Connie. Connie says, how to handle or heal my mysterious illness, constant tired and pain. I am struggling to not give up. Oh, Connie, ouchie. What's going on with Connie? Help her solve.
Okay, so I am not a doctor.
Right.
Okay. Entertainment purposes only.
I'm not taking any kind of medical advice from you.
But I feel like I want to get the blood checked.
Okay.
I feel like it's twofold. I feel like I want to get just for precautions. Like I want to kind of just go get a full scan done of like the blood.
Okay.
I feel like that's where the tiredness is coming from. Because I don't feel like it's depression.
Right.
Like I may be feeling depressed because of the fatigue, but it's not like the depression is causing. It's they're saying blood test.
Okay, well then there is something going on if they're recommending that you go and check it out. So the answer is not an answer is not a psychic. That's to get your little butt kicked to go in to get yourself medically checked out. Do it.
Because it could be like a sugar level thing.
Could be a simple remedy.
Yeah.
Okay. Do it. Okay, and this is the last one I'm gonna answer for this show today, and this is from Patty. Please ask my higher self while I keep attracting cheap, ungrateful fuckers into my life. She said people. I said fuckers. That was me paraphrasing again. How do I turn that around? And thank you. Love you two together. You have great chemistry. True you do. And why is she attracting these cheap people? Cheap, ungrateful people. How does she turn that around? That's more important.
Our friends like, girl, you haven't learned the signs yet? Like,
if it keeps happening, it's because you haven't learned that lesson yet.
Why do you
what's the lesson then? What's the lesson she's supposed to get out of this? They might not tell
to learn from the red flags and to know that it's and it's so much easier said than done. I get it. I know.
Yes, retrospect.
But because you're like, why do I keep attracting them? It's like I'm a bum magnet, right? Well, just because you attract them doesn't mean that you have to continue to engage, right? Like it's now it's okay, you know what? I know my worth. That was one of the lessons, is to understand that you are worth more than that, and you are worth being with someone that's not a fucking cheap asshole, right? But also to learn from the past. Like, you keep letting it repeat itself, when I can guarantee you that they've all thrown up at least 3 of the same red flags at the very beginning, but we're like, no, this one's going to be different. Well, it hasn't been, right?
Right.
So it was a valuing of self type thing first and foremost, but that's over with. Like, we've gotten that. Now it's I need to learn to say, you know what? I'm not putting up with it. Like, sooner rather than later. Like, don't even start it. And when you recognize those flags, like, just politely or unpolitely, however you want to dismiss them, and make room for the new energy to come in, right?
And don't forget, Patty, that just like me and my twin relationships and everything in your life, you scripted this for yourself. If anything happens to you ever, it's either because you wanted it to and you chose for it to, and other people contracted to help you, or somebody else wanted this to happen and you agreed to it.
Right.
So you are not a victim. You 100% asked for this experience. So I see right now you're trying to figure out why, and it's to recognize those red flags. Sometimes, our lessons are just seem like they're such nonsense because, like I said, remember, I bit that boy. I mean, what kind of lesson is that?
I do feel like when she finally starts putting her furt, when she puts her foot down, when she puts her foot
down,
and starts dismissing those types of people that are approaching her, somebody else is going to come in that won't be a cheap ass. But she's got to clear out those others for the new one to come in, and it's all about recognizing it sooner.
Yeah, go back and look at those patterns and see what the commonalities were, and the next time that shit presents itself, and it probably will if you're still wondering what the reason is, recognize that, nip that shit in the bud and cut it. Who's on that side? Who are you looking at over there?
I heard a fly or something.
Okay.
I was like, what?
All right, we've been going for such a long time, and I don't want you to tuck her out. So don't hang up. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But before I do, I wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank the higher selves, and I wanted to even, thank the people that participated and asked their questions, and for opening yourself up, and because your answers do resonate with others too. So even if it wasn't your answer, just like I did, I mean, look at how many people I said, ooh, I got a story. So thank you for that, everybody involved. I love our group contract.
I do too.
All right, on that, I'm going to stop this call, but don't go. Bye, everybody. Thank you.